Wouldn't you try some other far-out money-making scheme?
Oh, what's the point?
You could raise some emus.
Emus? Really? Oh, that's pretty crazy.
Emus, or Dromaeus novenhollandae, are the second largest living birds, and they live throughout Australia and in the islands north of Australia. They have small, useless wings and long, powerful legs that possess the only calf muscles of any bird species. Emu farming has been a growing industry in the United States since the 1980s. Emus are farmed for their low-fat red meat and a wonder oil that is extracted from fatty tissues during processing. The emu belongs to the clade Paleoganthae. Paleoganthae is the sister taxa to Neoganthae, and the Paleoganthaes are split into the ratites and tinymouth. These birds live mainly in warm climates in the southern hemisphere and include birds like the ostrich, emus, kiwis, cassowaries, and rheas. Paleoganthaeans are separated from their fellow bird counterparts as they have flat sternums, poorly developed pectoral muscles, and a distinct platelet morphology. The platelets and vertebrae is the roof of the mouth, and it separates the oral and the nasal cavities. In Paleoganthae, the platelet is more primitive in nature and closely resembles that of reptiles, which is why they are named for the Greek word old jaw. Other birds have a keeled sternum, which helps anchor flight muscles. Paleoganthaes have flat sternums, and because of this, they are unable to develop the proper flight muscles and therefore unable to fly. This is not the case, however, in the order Tinymouth. Tinymouth have a slightly keeled sternum and are able to fly, but they do so very poorly. In most birds, the flight muscles take up roughly 17% of their body mass. The lack of developed flight muscles in Paleoganthaes allow them to grow very large as they have no restrictions on their body weight. Sadly, many Paleoganthaeans have been extinct or are severely endangered due to overhunting of both adult birds and eggs. The average emu contains roughly 3 gallons of emu oil, which is used in lotions, soaps, and healthcare products. Emu oil contains many essential fatty acids that are beneficial to overall health and are not naturally produced by the human body. Emu oil is largely made up of unsaturated omega-3, 6, and 9. Fatty acids such as these promote many beneficial cellular processes, but most notably, they produce the regeneration of new skin cells. Oleic acid, an omega-9 compound, is highly abundant in emu oil. The chemical characteristics of oleic acid make it easily consumed by the human body. No other animal oils have been found to be as beneficial as emus, but olive oil is known to carry many of the same fatty acids as emu oil. Though it is uncommon, there are several reported cases of people suffering from allergic reactions due to olive oil either on their skin or in their diet. Emu oil is hyperallergenic as it contains no man-made chemicals and has no reported cases of negative reactions of dietary or topical use. A recent study conducted by the Mayo Clinic in Rochester, Minnesota, the healing effects of emu oil on radiation dermatitis in patients undergoing radiation therapy was evaluated. Radiation dermatitis, also known as radiation burn, is a side effect of radiation beams that can be seen as a severe irritation of the skin. Radiation burn is typical in people receiving radiotherapy. People eligible for the study conducted by the Mayo Clinic were patients who were going to or had recently begun radiation therapy on their breast and upper chest area. The study was conducted using a double-blind placebo method. This means that neither the nurses applying the oils nor the patients receiving the treatment knew whether or not a placebo was being used. The oil was applied twice daily on each arm, with the placebo being cottonseed oil. The results of the study were mainly evaluated by comparing patients' Skindex-16 scores and their overall quality of life. The Skindex-16 scale is a scale used by medical professionals to measure the levels of toxicity in patients' skin. Over the course of 12 weeks, the patients reported data once a week, along with general updates on the type and severeness of the rash that patients had. After this time period, the results were graphed and analyzed. Discoloration and excessive moisture in rashes were common in those that had used emu oil, though overall the severity of the rashes was lessened. The Skindex-16 score was seen to be less in patients that had used emu oil. The patients that received an emu oil treatment were also able to experience a heightened and stable quality of life over the 12-week duration. The overall conclusion that Mayo Clinic reached was that skin toxicity could be reduced by using emu oil. This study exemplifies how we can and should look to animals and their byproducts for medicinal uses. They can be incredibly beneficial, are more natural than man-made or chemical-based products, and they provide incentive to protect and learn more about these creatures.